a round pink tender shell, opening and closing, closing and opening. My vagina is a flower, an eccentric tulip, the center acute and deep, the scent delicate, the petals gentle but sturdy. I did not always know this. I learned this in the vagina workshop. I learned this from a woman who runs a vagina workshop, a woman who believes in vaginas, who really sees vaginas, who helps women see their own vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. In the first session, the woman who runs the vagina workshop asked us to draw a picture of our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina. That's what she called it. She wanted to know what our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina looked like to us. One woman who was pregnant drew a huge red mouth with red coins spilling out of it. Another very skinny lady drew a huge platter with a kind of Devonshire pattern on it. I drew a big black dot with little squiggle lines all around it. The black dot was equal to a black hole in space, and the squiggly lines were meant to be people or things or just your basic atoms that got lost up there. I'd always thought of my vagina as an anatomical vacuum, randomly sucking up particles and objects from the surrounding environment. I did not think of my vagina in practical or biological terms. I did not, for example, see it as something attached to me. In the workshop, we were asked to look at our vaginas with hand mirrors. Then, after careful examination, we were to verbally report back to the group what we saw. Now, I must tell you that up until this point, everything I knew about my vagina was based on hearsay or invention. I had never really seen the thing. It never occurred to me to look at it. My vagina existed for me on some abstract plane. It seemed so reductive and awkward to look at, getting down there the way we did in the workshop, on our shiny blue mats with our hand mirrors. It reminded me of how the early astronomers must have felt with their primitive telescopes. I found it quite unsettling at first, my vagina. Like the first time you see a fish cut open and you discover this other bloody, complex world inside, right under the skin. It was so raw, so red, so fresh. And the thing that surprised me most were all the layers. Layers inside layers, opening into more layers. My vagina amazed me. I couldn't speak when it came my turn in the workshop. I was speechless. The woman who ran the workshop said I had awakened to what is called vaginal wonder. I just wanted to lie there on my mat, my legs spread, and look at my vagina forever. It was better than the Grand Canyon. Ancient and full of grace. It had the innocence and freshness of a proper English garden. And it was funny. Very funny. It made me laugh. It could hide and seek. Open and close. Then Two women tentatively raised their hands. I didn't raise my hand. But I had orgasms. I have. I didn't raise my hand because they were accidental orgasms. They happened to me. They happened in my dreams, and I would wake in splendor. They happened a lot in water. Mostly in the bath. Once at Cape Cod. They happened on horses, on bicycles, on the treadmill at the gym. I did not raise my hand because although I had had orgasms, I did not know how to make one happen. I thought it was a mystical, magical thing. I didn't want to interfere. It felt wrong getting involved. Contrived, manipulative. It felt Hollywood. The surprise would be gone, and the mystery. The problem, of course, was the surprise had been gone for 2 years. I hadn't had a magical, accidental orgasm in a long time. And I was frantic. That's why I was in the workshop. And then the moment had arrived that I both dreaded and secretly longed for. The woman who ran the workshop asked us to take out our head mirrors again and to see if we could locate our clitoris. We were there, the group of us women, on our backs, on our mats, finding our spots, our locus, our reason. And I don't know why, but I started crying. Maybe it was sheer embarrassment. And maybe it was knowing that I had to give up the fantasy, the enormous life-consuming fantasy that someone or something was going to do this for me. The fantasy that someone was going to lead my life, to choose direction, to give me orgasms. I could feel the panic coming, the simultaneous terror and realization